is not something that Muslims have to be afraid. Any other political ideology existing in the world today. Professor Jamil Diab obviously recognized that as an immigrant or as one who migrated from his land to this country and studied this country's government and its idea of democracy. He told us that, quote, the Constitution of the United States is based upon an idea that Muslims can accept, end quote. That's the way he put it to us. He said he had read the introduction to the Constitution, like I just did with you, the language of the writers or the designers of our Constitution, the founding fathers, we call them. And Professor Jamil Diab said that he believed that, quote, they were acquainted with the Qur'an and Muhammad the Prophet, peace be upon them, those who formed that language. And I gave you the reference for that, Thomas Jefferson's Quran by Denise Spellberg, Islam and the Founders. Okay, page 27, Imam Muhammad. I'm almost done. We need to strengthen our American citizenship. And if we want to strengthen our American citizenship, we should first of all take the first position as a citizen of America, and that is that we are citizens, and that is that we are citizens of America. We're citizens of the United States of America. Our flag is the Star-Spangled Banner. That's what our flag is. Now, I know we have a flag that has the Quran on it too, but the Star-Spangled Banner is our flag too, also. Our flag is the Star-Spangled Banner. That's what our flag is. I'm quoting Imam Muhammad, the American flag, and we should show respect for it to let you know that you're wasting your time if you think we're backing up off of that. He said, I'm letting you know now. If you think we're backing up off of that, you're wasting your time. And when Imam became the leader of the community, he got criticized for picking up the American flag way back early in his leadership and held it up and said, if you all won't carry it, I will. And he started New World Patriotism Day. Okay, back to Imam Muhammad's quote. This is not just sentimentalism or emotionalism. This is wisdom, and this is truthfulness. Be truthful. We're citizens of the United States of America, and because of our citizenship, we have the conditions for our life here that we have. This country has greatly improved over the last 100 years or so. It has greatly improved for us, African Americans. Now, if we're going to leave, shouldn't we have left when it was bad for us? If we're going to put thumbs down on America, the president, and everybody leading the country, shouldn't we have done that when it was bad for us? As soon as it becomes nice for us, and they're willing to sacrifice their lives, as some of them are, to have people to respect our equal rights with them as citizens, shouldn't we show that we appreciate that? Shouldn't we show by our own actions that we realize that this is a changed time? Don't let our actions say nothing has changed. They don't like us. Believe me, if you take that attitude, he says, even those that you think may like you, they're planning for you. They've got a plan to eliminate you. Yes, indeed. They're watching you, and they're not sensible, intelligent human beings that they're not watching you. Here you are in this country, sharing citizenship and the benefits of the law with them. And they're going to let you go against the interests of the country and not watch you? They're going to watch you. And the last one I want to read here, and I said I would give you this on the free man of the city, and I conclude. Imam Muhammad, page 97. And this time we want to speak of the prophet in connection with what God says in the chapter of the Quran called the City and Balad. I started off, but then I told you I would have more to say as I conclude. And verse 2 of this chapter, and you are a free man of this city. He said, let us see the notes from Abdullah Yusuf Ali, what he says. He says, the word for free man is hillun. When you read it, you have hillun, H-L-U-N. The pronunciation hillun changes from the rules of Quranic reading. You have to read with it to come. It is hillum, be had that ballot. In these times that we're in, especially as influenced by democracy in America, many of the Muslim scholars and teachers do not want us to say free man. And they say it does not say free man. But Abdullah Yusuf Ali is no ignorant translator. He's well respected in Mecca, Egypt, all the powerful Islamic centers of knowledge. So if he says free man, let us see why he says man. He says it means Prophet Muhammad, present peace be upon him, is an inhabitant. God is saying he is an inhabitant of that town, a man with lawful right, a man free from such obligations as would attach to a stranger to the city. A free man in a wider sense than the technical sense to which the word is restricted in modern usage. The prophet should have been honored in his native city. He was actually being persecuted. He should have been loved as a parent loves a child. Actually, his life was being sought, and those who believed in him were under a ban. That is, they were under restrictions. They could not have the privileges that the other free citizens had. They called a boycott against Prophet Muhammad and his followers. Praise and peace be upon the prophet. Some of you are familiar with this history of Prophet Muhammad. I'm done, almost concluded. But time was to show that he was to return triumphant to his native city after having made Medina sacred by his life and work. Now, we are free citizens in the United States. In what sense? Or by what reference are we free citizens of the United States? You have to go back to the legislation. You have to go back to the process of freedom in the United States, the growth and development of freedom for the people of the United States. Because when they first formed the language of the Constitution for this nation, they said that we are free by virtue of the fact that all human beings are created the same or have the same common worth. We all have our five senses. We all have our freedom to question things. We all have this same great brain that God gave only to humans, not to animals. And since we all have the same life form and the same brain, the founders, writers, for framing the language of the Constitution, established that all citizens are equal and are due the same rights accorded to anyone else. And those rights can never be taken from us by political power or government. Those rights are inherent rights, meaning that they came with our form that God gave us. That's clear, isn't it, Imam Muhammad asked? We are free citizens. That was not the freedom given to us in the wilds. This freedom that we're talking about, that is given to us and protected by the Constitution of these United States and the good people, it was given to us under a government body that was planning for our future generations to come. That is how it came to us, and it has been protected by the people through legislation. End quote, Imam Muhammad, from this beautiful book by Imam Ronald Shahid on Islam and American democracy. Thank you all very much for listening this morning on Study Al-Islam. It has been my pleasure to present to you, and I hope that you have benefited from this. May Allah bless you. Stay safe. Protect yourself in this pandemic. Peace be with you. Assalamu alaikum.
Brother Imam, wa alaikum salam. I just want to say that as believers, we are encouraged to look for the signs from Allah, which is the communication between Allah and the believer. The Constitution is another example of Allah's divine intervention. As we say, they plan and Allah has already planned, because certainly what was written in the Constitution, even though it is an ideal situation, they certainly didn't mean to include us. We were not thought of or included. But it just shows that Allah is always present, and He forces us to follow His plan even against our will. And so what you have shared with us, we need to pay close attention to the signs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala communicates to us in these life experiences. With Allah's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer, Assalamu alaikum, dear family and friends. You received the Study Al-Islam newsletter on Saturday. And to support what Imam Yahya just talked about, please make sure to watch the video titled Islamic Miracle in America. Because the work of Imam Muhammad, may he be in paradise, is undeniably a force of nature. It is Allah's plan. And watch that video. It is in the newsletter. Also, please visit the studyalislam.com website and view the new and improved community directory. If you are a professional in our community, please contribute to the directory by sending your bio and picture to studyalislam@gmail.com. Again, please visit the website and view the community directory and send your picture bio to studyalislam@gmail.com to be included in our community directory. We've been trying to, I know so many have tried over the years to build a directory. So we're going to keep trying until we finally get a comprehensive directory of community members that they form so that we can engage one another. If we need an attorney, if we need a real estate broker, if we need a developer, we should be able to go to our directory of our own and find the community members that are offering these services who are qualified. So please contribute your picture and your bio, a brief bio, no more than 500 words, to the directory. It is growing and it's becoming very comprehensive. Also, you can find in the directory all of our speakers. If you decide you want to plan a program, you can engage the speakers, invite them. So this directory is very important. Please, again, send your bio and picture to studyalislam@gmail.com and help us build a comprehensive, inclusive community directory. The Ramadan series will begin early this year. I know everybody's getting emails about Ramadan is coming. We're going to begin Ramadan on, not Ramadan, we're going to begin our study during the month of Ramadan early, because we're going to cover the 99 beautiful names of Allah. The schedule will be in the newsletter, inshallah, next week. We've been doing a lot of planning for new programming for next year, for this year, for 2022, during the Study Al-Islam Life Topics, which begins right at the end of Ramadan. So please get prepared, mark your calendars, invite your children, because this is going to be a really helpful study in studying the 99 beautiful attributes of Allah. Dear believers, I repeat that the most single important action that we as a community can do for those of our loved ones, family and friends who have passed away, is to make dua for them. And many of us are experiencing the transition of someone we know, someone we love, a family and friend member. We just had a brother, Imam Ayman. May he be forgiven his sins and be in paradise. He just transitioned last week, and many of you have loved ones that are transitioning every day, and they are important to all of us. So let us make dua. Oh Allah, we trust in you and believe you are the best of planners. We believe that life and death is a divine decision, and that the angels of life and death act upon your command only. We find comfort that you are the most forgiving, the most merciful. We find comfort in your promise to multiply the good deeds and forgive transgressions and grant entry into the gardens of paradise. To whom you please. Surely, Allah, you are the best knower. O Allah, our hearts overflow with good thoughts and memories of times gone by of those who have gone before us. We ask that you grant us permission to preserve our memories. We believe in your promise that we will be reunited in the next life, and surely you are the best knower and never break your promise. O Allah, please make us of the righteous, the believing, and those you love. O Allah, we serve and worship you alone, and only from you do we seek help. Ameen. Until next week, your sister and friend, Fitra Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.
Goodbye.